Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be discussing the round of 16 matches that were played yesterday, and basically all of them. So we're going to start off with, just going to go from left to right like usual. So Leipzig versus Liverpool. This was one of the ties that like most people thought would be one of the most exciting. Like Klopp returned to Germany, and RB Leipzig at the time being a good team, and Liverpool on a bad run of form. People thought this was Leipzig's tie to lose, and indeed they lost. They were, look and see, from the first leg, they were pretty much dominated in a way, because obviously you can see the pass accuracy, Liverpool had more, but barely more. Same amount of fouls, but like then again, Leipzig were playing away from home, like in a neutral stadium in Puskas Arena. But you could see that more shots on target went to Liverpool, and they were clinical on the night, which is something that has not happened in the Premier League. Then we had Barcelona versus PSG, the rematch from 2017. Everybody was saying, well, people that I saw are saying Barcelona, but Barcelona were not that convincing at the time, just coming off from a loss in the Copa del Rey the week before. And they were completely dominated at the Camp Nou. Hat-trick for Mbappe. Messi scored a penalty. 4-1. It was terrible. They were completely dominated. The possession says Barcelona had more, but they were PSG dominated. They were more clinical. It was just PSG's game. You can't say anything else. Then there's Sevilla Dortmund. Dortmund again, the Leipzig game. Dortmund were on a pretty bad run of form. Sevilla were on like a 6-match winning streak, and Sevilla were at home. Sevilla had a perfect opportunity to win, but then there's this guy called Erling Haaland who came in, scored a brace, and final score 3-2. Sevilla, well, Dortmund had less possession, but then again, as they saw in the PSG game, Dortmund were clinical. So that's what happens in some of these Champions League matches. As long as they're clinical, you can get the win. So you can see that Sevilla dominated possession, dominated passes, dominated pass accuracy. But the passes that Dortmund made, they were clinical in the final third, which is something Barcelona, Sevilla did not do. And this was also at Sevilla's home stadium, the Ramon Sanchez Pizjuan. Then there's Porto versus Juventus. We have to say anything about it. Juventus bottled it. Yeah, Porto were dominated. More shots on target, Juventus. Actually, that was draw. More possession, Juventus. More passes, Juventus. More pass accuracy, Juventus. And then they weren't able to make their chances. Porto, once again, this is a reoccurring thing. If you're clinical in front of goal, you will score goals. You will get points. You will go through. So Juventus, Barcelona, Leipzig, Sevilla, they were not clinical, so they are not gonna go through. Then there's Atletico versus Chelsea. This was basically Atletico's tie to lose. They were coming in with great form. Chelsea just hired Tuchel. And then what happened was Chelsea completely dominated them. Atletico sat back in their half, all 11 players. People like João Felix, Luis Suarez, they need to be in the opposition's half with a high line. That's where they're best. But you can see Atletico got 0 shots on target. Nope, barely any possession, barely a couple 397 passes, bad accuracy. But Chelsea, they were playing aggressive. They were up there, high line, and they were pressing. And then Giroud scores an amazing bicycle kick, so that's where the goal came from. But not only was it just a goal, it was an away goal. So that counts as twice as much if, yeah, you know how the away goals works. And once again, this was at a neutral stadium. Then there's Lazio Bayern. Same scoreline as the Barcelona PSG game. Bayern dominating Lazio. It wasn't even close. Possession base, it looks exactly the same. Pass wise, yeah. Shots wise, same too, but same thing, so I'm not going to repeat it. Clinical. Bayern were clinical in the match, so they scored goals, which gives them more leeway in the second leg. So that's 4 away goals from Bayern. Then there's Atalanta versus Real Madrid. This was once again Atalanta's tied to lose. Real Madrid coming on not in good form. Atalanta were great last season, and once again Atalanta were dominated at their home stadium, which was I'm not gonna go say that. But then again, Atalanta had 0 shots on target, and they were basically dominated. But then again, a main fact was the red card. Who got the red card? Yeah, Freuler got the red card, which then means that Atalanta were like, okay, we can just win this in the second leg, and they just sat back, and then Ferland Mendy scored the goal, which gives them the away goal. And then there's Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Manchester City. Easy draw. City, league leaders, unbeaten streak, which is now actually beaten by Manchester United from like 2 weeks ago. But then they were dominated. Mönchengladbach were dominated. 1 shot on target, 39% possession. And it was a complete domination from Manchester City, and they were clinical with their chances. You could see they only had like 4 chances. They scored 2 goals, which means their ratio was like in that match was 1 goal for 2 chances. Man City scored 50% of their chances. Then we have the leg 2, and the first match was Juventus and Porto won. Porto won. Well, obviously we see that the penalty came in the 19th minute. Then Chiesa came on, great youngster, scored 2 goals. It's 2-1, so then it takes it to extra time. And then before that, Porto went down to 10 men because the player kicked the ball after the referee blew the whistle. So Porto down to 10 men, and it's 2-1. They head into, this is after halftime, the red card came in, and then after 90 minutes, it's Juventus 2, Porto 1. Head into extra time, 115th minute. In the 115th minute, they have a free kick from like 35 yards. I'm pretty sure it's like this 35 something around that. Almost. I'm pretty sure like the same distance Messi took his free kick against Liverpool in 2019. And then they have the wall. It was like if the wall was a perfect wall, which it wasn't. It was completely messed up. People jumping, people turning around. It's a terrible wall. If the wall was straight, Juventus would have gone through, because then in the 117th minute, Rabiot scores a header, and it was 3-2. Porto win on away goals. Once again, Juventus are out of the Champions League in the round of 16. Then Dortmund Sevilla 2-2 draw. If Sevilla had been a bit more clinical with their chances, they would have scored. Once again, they dominated possession, dominated passes, dominated pass accuracy, but Dortmund were clinical. That's the thing. And there's also that penalty issue where first it was like a goal, but then the referee disallowed it. Then they went for a penalty. Haaland misses the penalty, but then the referee says the Bono came off his line. They retake it, and Bono goes and taunts Haaland after the first miss, and then Haaland does that same thing to Bono after he scores. That was something there. And then PSG versus Barcelona. Even though Barcelona didn't go through, only draw, Barcelona dominated the game. It was a complete domination from Barcelona. 27% possession was what PSG had. Barely any passes, barely any pass accuracy. Yeah, it was complete domination from Barcelona. And the main thing was Messi's like rocket It's like from like took the same distance or a bit further, I'm pretty sure, from the goal that from like the Porto free kick, blasted in, Kale or not, because it was like going straight and then curls into the back of the net. Navas couldn't do anything. And then the big issue from this game was the penalty. The first penalty was a Clement Lenglet looking one way, and then he accidentally steps on Icardi's foot, and then the referee used it as a penalty. But Icardi wasn't even getting near the ball. And second of all, it wasn't intentional, and Lenglet wasn't even looking at it. How can you give that as a penalty? But as I say, there was contact, so it's a penalty. So, and then at like halftime, Messi got a penalty because I think Kurzawa stepped on Griezmann's foot. Messi went for more power than technique, and then he missed it and ended 1-1. If Messi had scored that penalty, Barcelona could have tried to make a comeback. That's that match. Then Leipzig, Liverpool, same score, same arena. Once again, Liverpool were clinical. Well, they weren't clinical. It's just that they. It's funny because they had more shots. They completely dominated the shots. They were putting in more shots. But Leipzig were controlling possession, passes, and pass accuracy. So once again, it shows that Leipzig only had 2 chances. But they really weren't creating chances. Liverpool, with the small possessions they had, they were creating chances, and they were less clinical this time, let's be honest. Same arena, but they get the job done. PSG got the job done. Dortmund got the job done, and Porto got the job done. Then Real Madrid, Atalanta. They were completely dominated by Real Madrid. Real Madrid controlled the whole game. And this wasn't even at the Bernabeu. This was the Academy Stadium, like the Stefano Stadium. And then City, once again, same scoreline as the first leg, completely dominates Mönchengladbach. Bayern, the tie was done from the first leg. But Lewandowski scores a goal. Nice record for him. And then Chelsea versus Atletico Madrid. Atletico Madrid should have learned from the first leg, and this should have been high press like they did in the Madrid derby. But they didn't, and they got completely dominated. Barely made any chances there. They had more shots on target in the first leg. But they tried to go for it, but with 10 men, Chelsea just completely dominated them. And then Chelsea won 2-0, kept a clean sheet, and Tuchel's unbeaten run continues. Then Bayern Lazio, there's no need to say anything. Bayern dominated, even though it wasn't as big as last time. Lazio didn't go for it. I mean, they couldn't even. It was going up against Bayern. So that is the round of 16 individual match reviews. If you guys enjoyed it, and I'll bring you another video tomorrow on the quarterfinal, semifinal draw. That's it from me. Bye.